So it's the final few days before the photo shoot, and this last week or two has definitely been the hardest part. Because as I mentioned in my last video, energy's been getting low, the sessions have been a real slog, but I did get one higher carb day from last week, which was much needed, very welcome, but it was just that one day. But now, today is carb loading day, and I cannot fucking wait. I've already eaten a bit of carbs before my session that I'm gonna go and do shortly anyway, but we've gone from like 180 grams of carbs roughly to 400 today. So today is going to be a good day. The last few days have been even more difficult because I've been away with family to like a bit of a cottage type thing for my mother-in-law's birthday. So that was difficult navigating that, making sure I stayed on track but didn't, you know, like not participate in socials and have a couple of drinks and things like that. But I just had to make sure I fitted everything in and do my best not to cave to a bit of peer pressure, but also just thinking, well, I'm kind of on holiday, so fuck it. And I did really well, actually. I'm quite proud of myself because came back last night and weighed myself this morning, and I've had a drop on the scale again. So hunger's been that bit higher this past few days. Food noise, especially because there were a lot of snacks around, cans of beer and stuff like that, which I don't really drink beer much, but of course it's just that the temptation is there. So it's been, you know, been difficult to navigate, but I've managed it. So an overall view of this past few weeks is like food has been on my mind constantly, which is not really all that different to usual, even when I'm not dieting. And like I said, today is the first day of having those carbs back up. So that should be the same tomorrow and the day after, which is the day before the photo shoot. So I'm looking forward to training shortly because I've got a good amount of carbs in my system. Looking forward to the pump I should get from that. And I'm curious to see how my body responds with like my weight in the morning and things like that. And just going back to that, you know, the whole thing about the, you know, going away with my family and like mother-in-law and things like that is like, you know, I'm not a bodybuilder. Yes, I set myself this goal of having doing a photo shoot. But as I've mentioned in previous videos, I couldn't let it completely take over my life. Yes, I've been way more restrictive than I might normally be. I would have had no issue going out for something to eat, getting a takeaway, going out for a full English breakfast and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, I've just had to like make things work a bit differently this time around, but not to the point where it's like I'm taking tubs of chicken, rice and broccoli for my meals, which, you know what, if people want to do that, cool. But I like the social aspect of being with my family and things like that. So there's only a few days left to go. I've got my spray tan booked in a couple of days. That's after my shift at work on Friday, which is 2 days away. And today I'm going to be doing a little bit more trimming, a bit more shaving, so I'm nice and smooth, which I've already done, but I can see little bits are growing back through, so I need to get that sorted as well. But anyway, that's enough chat. I'm going to go and train shortly, but do me a favour, if you've enjoyed this series or just enjoying what I'm putting on my channel, consider dropping us a subscribe. Of course, give this video a like, I'd appreciate that. Drop me any comments, how you found the series, if you're thinking of doing a photo shoot yourself or you've ever done one, how you managed it, all that kind of stuff. More than happy to have a bit of a chat in the comments and all that kind of shit. So anyway, enough of that. I'm going to go and train.
I'll tell you what, I found that set of flat bench press a lot harder than I thought I would. I thought the carbs would be doing the thing. Maybe they're not quite in the system as much as I thought they'd be by now. Some of them were quick carbs like jam, stuff like that, a bit of honey. But you know what? It is what it is. I've been very low carb this last few days, or, you know, low for me anyway. For me, I'm pretty certain that's enough for this part, but never mind. Must press up. Lateral raise is next.
So, regardless of what happened Saturday, I am buzzing. Pretty proud, actually, that I stuck it out. Sounds a bit wanky, but I am because, you know, if, I don't know, 6 months ago when I was seriously considering this, or I had the thought maybe like 12, 18 months ago, I did think that like, yeah, I might do it, I might not. I really wanted to do it, but I thought, will I stick to it? I don't know. But I'm buzzing that I have done. And And that's been with holidays in the nights away with rugby, long shifts at work, family events, all that kind of shit. You know, just the usual stuff that everyday people have thrown at them. But I've made it work somehow. Yes, taking a bit of pre-planning, it's taken a little bit of sacrifice here and there by having smaller meals occasionally to be able to, enable me to have a meal out with my wife or my kids or my, mother-in-law like we did the other night and things like that. But it's been well worth it because I don't at any point really feel like I've missed out on anything. But anyway, we're nearly there. So as of today, when I'm filming it, I have Thursday, Friday, 3 days to go. It's first thing in the morning on Saturday, it's like 2 and a bit days. But by the time this gets posted, I'll have already done the shoot. And then afterwards, from what I understand, we're going for some pizza and stuff like that. Then I'm in on a night shift, so I'll be going in on my night shift looking like an Oompa Loompa, with my fake tan on. I've no doubt the lads at work will enjoy that. But hopefully I'll be able to get rid of it within a day or two. Fingers crossed. So the next time you see me, the photo shoot will be done. I'll hopefully have the images to share with you on the next video and all that kind of stuff. And fingers crossed I'll be able to get a bit of footage myself from the day as well. So take it easy. I appreciate you, sitting with me, staying with me for this long. Much appreciated. And I will see you soon.